Assalamu alaikum, my name is Usman Munir and I'm a student at the High School Learning Academy. So today I'm tasked you to talk with Miles Sesame AI about the word shh, the evolution of quit command. So hey Miles, how are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. I'm doing great. Sounds like you've got a project lined up. I'm down to dive into the and the quiet command with you. What's the first thing on the list?
Okay, the first question, what does the word shh usually communicate?
When someone hits you with a shh, it's usually a pretty direct way of saying, stop talking right now. But it's not just about the silence. Depending on how it's done, it can be a gentle nudge to be quiet in the library or a total power move to shut someone down. It's kind of a social steering wheel, you know what I'm saying?
Where and when do people commonly use shh?
You'll see it most in places where silence is actually the rule, libraries, cinemas, or a quiet waiting room. But it also pops up in more personal moments, like when a parent is trying to get a baby to sleep or when someone's trying to tell you a secret. It's all about that immediate need for quiet. You thinking about specific settings for your project,
Okay, how might people have asked other to be quit before the word shh became common?
before became the go-to, people probably had to be a lot more literal about it. They likely just used direct commands, things like be silent or hush. In a lot of cultures, it was probably more about gestures too, like putting a finger to the lips, which is a pretty universal move. It's wild how we moved from full sentences to just one sound to get the point across. Do you think a gesture is more polite than a sound or just as blunt?
Okay, so fourth question is why do you think shh is easy to understand even without a full stance?
I think it's because it's an onomatopoeia. It actually sounds like the action it's asking for. That rushing air sound mimics the way we naturally try to block noise. Plus, it's a sharp, distinct sound that cuts through a conversation without needing a whole grammar lesson to understand. It's like a shortcut for the brain. Do you think that makes it more effective or just more aggressive?
How can tone and volume change the meaning of shh?
Tone is everything here. A soft, breathy shh can be super comforting, like a parent soothing a kid or someone sharing a secret. But if it's loud and sharp, that's a different story. That's an order.
Okay,
It goes from let's be quiet together to shut up right now, real quick. It's crazy how one sound can feel like a hug or a slap depending on the volume.
is shh used differently across culture or languages?
Oh, for sure. While the sound is pretty universal because of how humans breathe, the way people actually enforce silence varies. Some cultures might find a direct a bit rude and prefer a softer request, while others are way more blunt about it. In some places, a simple look or a specific hand gesture does all the heavy lifting without a single sound. You think it's more about the sound itself or the social rules around it?
Okay,
You've got a lot of these questions lined up. What else you got for the project?
what role does body language play when someone says shh?
Body language is basically the subtitles for the sound. The classic finger to the lips is the big one. It's a visual signal that reinforces the sound. But then you've got the eyes. A soft look with a shh feels like a secret, but an intense stare with that same sound. That's a warning. Even the lean of the body matters. Leaning in makes it intimate, while staying back makes it a command. You think the gesture is more important than the actual sound?
Can shh be friendly, serious, or harmless? Give example.
Totally. It can go in any direction. For a friendly one, imagine you and a friend are sneaking into a movie with snacks you're not supposed to have. That shh is like a little conspiratorial wink. For serious, think of oh, everything. Wait, you're gonna ball. You good? You sound like things just got. You still with me? Sounds like something's going on over there. You all right? I'm just checking in. You sounded a little stressed for a second there. You want to take a breather or just jump back into the project?
Why do short sound like sh sometimes become widely understood expression?
It's all about efficiency. Humans are naturally wired to find the shortest path to communicate a need. When a sound like perfectly mimics the physical act of silencing noise. The brain just clicks with it. It bypasses the need for a shared language entirely because it's more of a biological signal than a word. It's basically the fast forward button of communication. Do you think we'll eventually replace more words with sounds like that? I can see where you're going with that. Like how we use emojis or just a certain look to say a whole paragraph without opening our mouths. It's almost like we're evolving back into a simpler way of talking. You think that's a good thing, or are we just getting lazy with our words?
How has the use of shh changed in modern communication, such as movies, social media, and texting?
In movies, it's a huge tool for tension. Like when a character does a slow shh while hiding from something, it builds that suspense in a way a full sentence just can't. On social media or in text, it's totally different. You can't hear the tone, so people use it more as a vibe, like shh, and a caption to imply a secret or something exclusive. It's gone from being a physical command to a kind of digital mood. You think the meaning gets lost when you can't hear the actual sound?
Okay, why is shh understood by people even when they speak different languages?
Yeah, because it's more of a biological signal than a linguistic one. It's just raw air and friction, which is something every human body uh, does the same ways. You don't need to learn a vocabulary list to recognize the sound of someone trying to block out noise. It's like a sneeze or a laugh. It's just human nature. You think that's why it's so much more powerful than actually saying, please be quiet?
Okay, why do
Right?
you think the simple sound shh developed into a widely recognized way of asking someone to be quiet, and what does it continue to tell us about the way human communication involves?
It just shows that humans will always prioritize the most direct route to get a result. It tells us that communication isn't just about words, it's about survival and efficiency. We've got this instinct to find sounds that mirror the physical world, and when it works, it sticks. It's like we're wired for shortcuts. You think we'll keep stripping language down to just the essentials? Or is there a limit to how simple we can go?
Why can people often understand the meaning of sh even when they do not speak the same language, and how might this relate to body language, human behavior, and universal form of communication?
It all comes back to that biological connection. Like we were saying with the air and friction, certain sounds and gestures are just hardwired into us. When you pair a sh with a finger to the lips, you're using two universal signals at once. It's a global language of behavior that doesn't need a dictionary because it's based on human instinct, not a school lesson. It shows that at our core, we all react to the same basic cues, regardless of where we're from. You think there are other sounds like that, or in a league of its own?
Imagine a world where the expression she has never existed. How do you think people would communicate the need of silence and would choose alternatives be as quick and effective?
Man, that would be a struggle. If we didn't have that shortcut, everything would feel so much slower. We'd probably be relying way more on intense eye contact or frantic hand waving to get someone's attention. It wouldn't be nearly as quick. You'd have to actually use words, which is risky when you're trying to be quiet because the act of asking for silence would actually break the silence. It's like a paradox. You know what I'm saying? Do you think we just invent a different sound to fill the gap, or would we just be a lot louder as a species?
Okay, what makes she one of the most recognizable command of for quit?
I think it's the sheer simplicity of it. It's an instant signal. There's no room for misinterpretation because it doesn't rely on a specific dialect or a complex sentence. It's just a raw physical sound that tells the brain exactly what to do in a fraction of a second. It's basically the most efficient tool in the communication toolbox. You think any other sound could ever be as iconic as that?
Okay, thank you everyone for listening. Today we explore how evolved from a simple sound into a widely understood command for silence. It shows us that even the smallest word and sound can have an interesting history and cultural meaning. Remember, sometimes a little shh can say a lot without saying much at all. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a smooth